Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Maria Williams. If you don't know me, I have been with LifeVantage now for 14 years. I have been activated, and Dr. Melody Rodarte will talk about what activation is for those that don't know. But this company, these products have been life-changing for me. I had a scare and a health scare and found these products, and they, to me, have saved my life. But today we're here to talk about something, a new product that we are launching, GLP-1 dash one, GLP dash one, still trying to get used to it. It's a hormone in our body and it does a lot of stuff that we need that we don't realize, that food noise, the chatter. So it is for weight loss, weight management, and so many more things, right? And that's what we're here tonight is to learn about all the different uses of this hormone in our body. And we have an expert here that I'm so excited to have here. Not only is Dr. Melody, my friend, a business partner, but she's also my doctor since she opened up her practice 4 years ago in the middle of COVID. Who would open up a medical practice? But she did, and it is blossoming. And I love how she looks at Western medicine, Eastern medicine. She looks at all sides of health and how to get a patient healthy, not just one side. She is double board certified. She has she has been voted top doctor in Arizona 6 times for obesity. So she is an expert in this area. And she's also on the medical advisory board for LifeVantage. So she has known about this product for 18 months, the development of it, and given her input of what she feels works and doesn't work and what the body needs and how the body works. So she really understands GLP-1, this product and all of it. So Dr. Melody, I'm going to turn it over to you so you can enlighten us and teach us today all about what we need to know that we don't know.
Thank you so much for that welcome. And I'm just excited to share, kind of just a little bit about GLP-1 activation and more about, just overall health. So as Maria stated, this is one of my passions is how do people stay healthy? And specifically, one of the key things I've been doing for the last 14 years or so is weight loss medicine. And I'm not your typical just eat less, exercise more. As many of you know, that doesn't work. And many people don't understand that when they lose weight, how do they keep it off? So what I'm excited for sharing tonight is really sharing my thought process on how to activate this system. I have signed an NDA, so I cannot tell you specific ingredients, but I can tell you that the system will be out in October, and I can teach you about what GLP-1 means and how to other ways of activating your health, right? Because if you're thinking that a simple pill or powder is just the answer to all of it, I'm going to tell you it's not. It's a whole system. And that's really what I really want to talk about tonight is how do we activate our body? And specifically, we are going to lean into that GLP-1 story because a lot of people don't know what it is. They just think it's in the injections that are available. They have no clue that our body actually makes this. And we've been talking about this. So since about over 20 years, they've kind of started about looking at these as medications and they failed. They haven't been great. So what I'm excited about is learning what the natural community thinking, how do we do this naturally? And the company LifeVantage, which I've been a part, it'll be 10 years this month. We're at the forefront of doing it naturally. So you're not going to see all of the side effects and issues of doing it synthetically. Big difference here with a lot of things that we do. So let me share my screen because I can be wordy and I don't want to be too wordy here. Okay. Thumbs up, we're good? Okay. So this is kind of what I always lead off with when I am doing a lecture. I want people to take control of their health. It's so important. You need to have questions when you go to your doctor's office, no matter if it is an MD, DO, chiropractor, naturopath, your physical therapist. Always have conversations because you need to know how to take control of your health and activate that pathway to slow down the aging process. So I heard this 2 weeks ago. I went to a 3-day in-depth microbiome conference, and this is exactly what they were talking about. Your diet is the most important influencer of your gut. Food can be medicine, or food can be poison. In my office, I have a huge sign that Hippocrates said, "Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food." And I'm not sure where things really got lost in translation in all these years, but people are not looking at food, that it is influencing the way that their gut and the way that their health is. So here's kind of a great screen, because what we're truly talking about is nutrigenomics, using nutrition to help cell signaling, and in turn helping turn on genes. Okay, so on the left, you can see how nutrition can lead to signaling molecules. Okay, that is what it is, information that is going into your body and telling your cells what's going on. That's cellular signaling, that's that cell communication. And then on the right-hand side, what you're seeing is gene activation can actually happen from that nutrition. When you eat an apple, I'm going to show this picture. It's in another slide. An apple does not come out the same way it went in. Think about what's happening. You are chewing, you are breaking it down. It is going through your gut. It is taken up into your bloodstream. It does not come out as an apple. So this information highway, we need to know what is going in and how is it coming out. So if you are my patient, I ask about what does your stool look like? What's going on? Because it gives a lot of information. We have so much noise happening right now. On the left-hand side, you see that chronic noise that is out there with fast food restaurants, even regular restaurants. They will write things up, hoping that you will eat more portion sizes. If you've heard the term ultra-processed foods, that's when you look at a label and you can't even pronunciate half of the words that are on there, and it takes up the entire side of the box. On the right-hand side, you are seeing nutrient dense, meaning they have a lot of good information in there. These are your whole fruits and vegetables. These are your meats. This is giving you adequate nutrition versus what is on the left. But I want you all to know, those that make the food on the left, they are trying to trigger places in your head, in your hypothalamus, in your hippocampus, things that you are addicted to, their flavor profiles. These are incredibly knowledgeable biochemists, and they're trying to make flavors that you are addicted to, that you cannot get in nature. And so when I get patients that tell me, "I crave this stuff, I can't stop eating it," guess what? It's not your fault. And so what I love about the GLP-1 system, it's working on the gut and the brain to turn off those cell signaling that you are chronically hungry and that you are not satiated. So let's kind of get into more depth here. So as I mentioned, like, you eat an apple, it starts in the mouth, right? Well, there's that whole system, that whole track is there on the left, from your mouth all the way to your bottom. And there is a lining of a microbiome that is there, that is helping along the way digest your food, absorb your nutrients, tell those cell signaling, that's what's happening. Is this good? Is this bad? Do I make serotonin? Do I not make serotonin? Do I make hormones? Do I make inflammatory markers? All of this is happening with the food that we eat. And on the right-hand side, you're seeing just a little cross-section of the inside of your intestines. And depending on what's happening, you can see all the way on the right where you have a leaky gut. And that's where you're going to have malabsorption, you're going to have nutrient deficiencies, you're going to have autoimmune issues, inflammation, and you're breaking that blood-brain barrier. So you're going to feel tired and foggy-brained and just not right. There's a communication that goes from your tummy all the way up to your brain. It's called the vagus nerve, and that is your gut-brain axis. So it's important for you to understand that, and to understand the first thing that I said, where food can be poison or can be healing, because this is what's happening here. So Let me even break down that cell even smaller. So if you take a cross section of that cell, the L cell, which is in your intestines, that is where the GLP-1 is actually released. Our bodies produce this peptide to then travel up that vagus nerve that I was telling you about, all the way up and say, I'm full, or I'm hungry, or you can stop eating. This is your highway system between your gut and your brain. On the left-hand side, I'm kind of talking about the key amino acids, leucine, glutamine, lysine. Guess what? These actually help your L cells release GLP-1, okay? Food as medicine, food as signaling molecules. And so when your L cells secrete GLP-1 and PYY, that's another one. We won't go into that one. It's actually telling you I'm full. That's why you'll see that a key word there, anorexigenic. It means it's making you feel less hungry. So you've got these receptors in your brainstem, your hypothalamus, and your gut. They're working in conjunction, cell signaling. And so you're going to trigger a sense of fullness and satiety. You're going to actually help glucose homeostasis. So when you eat something, your liver is told, hey, you don't need to put out more sugar, more glucagon. You just ingested glucagon. And then your pancreas goes, hey, let's secrete insulin. We just got food. We need to then signal the small molecules to then get absorbed into the system. Then insulin and glucose meet up, especially in the muscles, and it's used as energy. When there's too much, then it's sent off and it's stored as fat, and other things happen. Okay, so you want this homeostasis to be happening, and that is really key. So did it not go? There it goes. So what are some natural ways? Remember, I told you I'm not going to always tell you about a pill or a powder. What are ways that we can naturally increase GLP-1? A healthy lifestyle. So the way that you sleep makes a difference. Having less stress, meditation. These are all ways that you are signaling to your body, you're helping your vagus nerve communicate. And so a high fiber diet. They may come in the form of a prebiotic. You might need capsules or powders there because you might not be able to eat a lot of kefir or other things that have higher fiber. Plus, in this day and age, I'm noticing a lot of people needing to supplement with fiber because they're just not getting enough in, depending on where they live or what we've done to our food. Healthy fats like olives and avocados, guess what? They actually help your GLP-1 expression and support you. Probably, if your phone is anywhere near you right now, I swear you're going to get a ton of probiotics claiming that they increase GLP-1. And there's some truth to that, but there's a big balance to it. And it's because probiotics support the gut, that gut lining. You need a healthy probiotics and a microbiome. That's where all the magic is happening inside of your gut. And then I shared with you on the earlier slide, certain amino acids, they can trigger GLP-1 release. And so LifeVantage is coming out with a GLP-1 system. So I love it because it's take it to make it. So we are going to be activating GLP-1 from those L cells in order to help you feel full. And then let's go to this next slide because it's more than just diet and exercise to cause weight loss. There's a good balance that we need. We need to activate GLP-1 for so many other processes that happen inside of our body. And so this graph, I love, it's busy, but it just shows that it's more than just weight loss. GLP-1 is incredibly helpful for helping our brains work. It's helpful for that liver to reduce gluconeogenesis and to reduce a fatty liver. It is helpful in our GI system in order to digest and work correctly. Our heart. So I don't know about any of you. I can't see all of you right now. Some of you might have had your physician say, guess what? This has been approved for X, Y, and Z. And now you're going to understand why it's getting approved for so many reasons, because we have GLP-1 receptors in all of these tissues. And so you're going to see so many benefits to activating GLP-1 correctly. And so these are, I think, are the top things people need to know, because that first slide could get really busy. If you can just take this away, I will have done my job for tonight. And this is what I really want you to take a picture of and just think of the metabolic benefits from activating GLP. It is going to help insulin. That's that homeostasis. So what I did and what I do with my patients is, look, I put a glucose monitor on. There are so many different ones that you can wear. They're called CGMs, continuous glucose monitor. I'm not pre-diabetic. I am not a diabetic, but I wear these intermittently, and I'm wearing one now because I get to be on the test product, because I want to know what's happening when I eat something. How is my body responding to that nutrition? And it's been very eye-opening. I've done it several times. It helps me change the types of food and the food order that I do, because I want glucose homeostasis. Later in life, my family develops issues with blood sugar, and it's usually in their 60s, 70s, 80s. It's not early on. And I really believe it's that last line that you're seeing on my slide. B cell proliferation and apoptosis is not happening correctly. That's a fancy word of your pancreas pooping out and not secreting insulin like it should. So for me, I'm all about activating my body so that I can hopefully decrease the chance of things happening later in life. So that's why I'm super interested in this. I can happily say the first thing I didn't think of was weight loss. I'm very happy with how things are, but can I optimize? Can I reduce, my fat percent and help my muscle mass? Those are the things I want you to think about too, because you can see on here, you're decreasing inflammation, you're helping cardioprotective, neuroprotective, heart, brain. That's what you're seeing. That fancy word natriuresis and diuresis. Most people tell me when they are doing a GLP-1, they're not getting as puffy. They're noticing the difference. And it's that metabolism that's happening, that glucose homeostasis, because what sugar does is it draws in water. What carbohydrates do, they draw in water, and you become more puffy. Or edematous is what some people might say. But the key part here is you are going to feel fuller, and you are going to not be constantly thinking about food. We've come to know it as food noise, where you are not even hungry, but you will walk into a room and you can't turn it off. You end up eating things, or that you just finished lunch and you go into a room and there's food, and you can't not help yourself, or you're full and you're still thinking about what's for dinner. What are you going to have for a snack? What's food look like tomorrow? There are so many ways that food noise comes out. And I love that activating GLP-1 is taking that away. You're in control of when you eat, feeling full. It's amazing. And so the other reason why I love GLP-1 is there is a link between GLP-1 and NRF2. I will touch on that in just a minute. But for those of you who are science geeks, tonight, this is what I want you to go to on PubMed. This is exactly what I typed in, NRF2 and GLP. And you can see how these go hand in hand, because we are trying to reduce oxidative stress. This is another way of helping our body stay healthy, have a balance. And so this is what I want to talk about now. There are more ways that you can activate your body, and you can start now, because unfortunately, this product will not be released until October 11th and 12th. So what can you do to get your body in shape? Well, we can make our own antioxidants by taking an NRF2 activator. This is per tandem. We are reducing oxidative stress, which equals aging. And we want to help our cells reduce antioxidants to reduce oxidative stress. And I love this practical tip that's on the bottom. Your own antioxidants are more than 1,000,000 times more powerful than any supplement you can take. This is what activation is. It is not supplementation. And so the other thing that you can do to get ready is help your body burn fat and make more brown fat. Brown fat is actually the type of fat that has mitochondria in it, and it helps you burn more calories without, I hate saying this because it's a key to it's true, but without doing anything. And so, but because I always want people to move. You can't just exercise once a day and do nothing else. You got to keep your activities of daily living going. And so this is taking it. So you're taking a key ingredient here called sinatrol. I'll show you why it's so important to burn fat. Take it to make it. So we are making burnable fat or brown fat. And that's the other key things that fat burn does is it's supporting your body's natural fat burning process. It's helping maintain lean body composition. You want to have a leaner body. You will burn more calories doing that. It's helping support the body's metabolism. And then it's helping you feel more energized because when your body is high in blood sugars and inflammatory markers, you're going to feel foggy brained. You're not going to want to get up and go. So when you have that balance, you're going to have more energy, and it's supporting a healthy weight management system. And so this is a crazy busy slide, but I threw it up here because I knew we'd have some people on here that were crazy about science with me. Sinatrol, you can look up. Sinatrol is a key ingredient here, and what it's doing is it's inhibiting PDE3. On the left side, if you look where sinatrol comes in and it has like an X there or a line, what it's doing is helping to stop the process that limits the breakdown of triglycerides. You want that process to happen because you want to release free fatty acids, and you want them not to be stored. You want to use it as energy. When this is happening, you're increasing lipolysis, which is a fancy word for exploding of the fat cell. Instead of it getting nice and big, you're making it kind of disintegrate, release those free fatty acids, use it as energy. So now you're getting weight loss because you're using fat for that energy. This is the key part here. This is that key ingredient, sinatrol. So you can start doing this now in order to get ready for using a GLP-1. And this is the key part. By just taking sinatrol, the fat burner, you are burning 181 more calories without doing anything else. And that is daily. Again, I don't love it. There should be an asterisk that I want you to still stay active. But I love that this is a product that is natural, that is helping that healthy process of not storing fat, but using it as an energy source. And so these are just some key parts that I'd love to put on there, that this is what makes up our fat burner. And then this is what I have to throw out because I got to put my hat on for those of you who are going to start on their journey now and not wait for the product to come out in October. Tomorrow is tomorrow. I always tell people the time is now. If you had a crappy meal for lunch, guess what? Dinner you can fix. You do not have to say, I'll start tomorrow or next week. The time is now, always. And if you have a meal that didn't sit right, the time is now. You can change it. You do not have to beat yourself up, and you don't have to wait for a future event. Every day you have a decision to eat correctly. And so protein intake at minimum is 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per kilogram body weight. Okay. The easiest thing you can do is say, I'm going to at least shoot for 80 to 100 grams of protein a day. Maybe you shoot for 30 at breakfast, 30 at lunch, and 30 at dinner at first. If you don't like counting, just think of it that way. You want to get at least 64 ounces of water a day. Why? Because water helps you flush all the toxins out. It helps you feel full. Your body needs water. You will die without water. Thinking of it that way. So those of you who are on the bandwagon of a Stanley, get about 2 or 3 of these things in a day. I don't know, all of us just like lift it up today. Get your greens in. Do you remember what I told you about fiber? That actually helps you release GLPs. So GLP-1, so salad, greens, veggies, unlimited is really what I tell people, because Do you know anybody who has eaten a whole head of broccoli or cauliflower in one sitting? You know, just get those in. Limit your carbohydrates, your simple sugars, your simple carbohydrates. A lot of people just think of these as bread, rice, pastas, desserts. Corn is in there. I tell people, get rid of corn for a month. Tell me how you feel. Get rid of ultra processed foods, stick to the outsides of grocery stores, right? That's one good way of doing it, where all the fruits and vegetables and meats and all those fresh things are. Get good fats in, like avocado and olives. You see those again. And then IFM is intermittent fasting. If you've never heard of that, we can talk even more, but a lot of people will start with like a 16-8, where they will fast for 16 hours and then eat during 8 hours. And so there's 18-6 and 16-8. Those are kind of the most common that people will choose to do. You know what you could do if you've never kind of fast? Don't eat after dinner. Simple as that. Don't eat after dinner. Wait till breakfast. The best way to start if you've never done that, because most people get their calories after dinner, and then they go to bed, and you're going to gain weight doing that. So the best thing that you could do, don't eat after dinner. Try to eat around 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and then shut it down. And then try to work into having some days of fasting. Fasting increases GLP. The other way that you can do it is, if you remember in very early, I was kind of talking about a leaky gut. Your gut is full of collagen, and those cells need collagen to support and function correctly. So it's not just skin, hair, and nails. Collagen is great for all the other cells in your body as well. Think of it as when you want to make 4x4s instead of toothpicks to hold up the cell structure. And so you can get going on the Healthy Glow. That's what we've talked about it, and that's NRF2 and collagen put together. We are making antioxidants doing this. We are slowing down the destruction of collagen. We are activating collagen here. And so it's a way that you can help with getting your gut ready as well by taking these products as well. So I wanted to just share with you some of my favorites in this, because this is a way that we are going to be able to get ready for what's to come in October. Hopefully you've learned about GLP-1s, glucagon peptide, like peptide. That is what it stands for. Does not have to come in the form of an injection. You can do this naturally. Activating it naturally is the way to go. And then the rest we figure out. But you have to have an all-around, well-structured, balanced lifestyle. That is key. Like key. When someone asks me, what's your favorite diet? I'm like, a healthy one that you'll stick to. So anyway, I'll pass it on to you, Maria, and we can finish it out. I don't think you're.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was so informative. All right, I'm gonna